Hello, everyone. This is Live from the Apocalypse, where we play tabletop role-playing games to benefit nonprofits, aid organizations, and other charitable causes. We ask that if you like what you see here, rather than subscribing, giving us bits, any of that standard Twitch stuff, that you take that money and you donate it directly to the organizations that we are fundraising for. This stream is going to be raising money for the Surfrider Foundation. They are a great ocean conservation group that has chapters all over the US doing boots on the ground beach cleanups, as well as fighting an assortment of battles within our legal system to protect our planet's oceans. So, if at any point you would like to donate, you can type !surf donate in the chat, and our bot will post the link. Also, you can make the McElroy brothers yell at us and interrupt whatever we're doing at the time. We also have channel points that you can use to unlock our emotes without subscribing, as well as to interact with and influence the stream in other ways. I think that covers all of the housekeeping for now. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We will, pardon me, start off where we left off with Billy in your kitchen with your mom and Greg, the gym leader of the Esper Bay gym. And yeah, I think we're gonna have to close down the gym.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm sorry. I think there's just nothing for it. The fact is, our record has been pretty abysmal for a while now. Personally, it's not something that I put a lot of stock in. I think people put too much emphasis on fighting. But the Pokemon League has its rules. If we keep losing, the gym is going to lose its charter. This town has already been through so much, and I can't put them through that humiliation, too. I figure better to just turn out the lights with some dignity.
There's got to be something we can do. I mean, I know I've lost a few battles, but I can get better. Um, there's people in town. I don't know who I can learn from.
I mean,
Julian's pretty good. We could get him. He seems to know what he's doing.
you got a big heart, kid. So did I. But guys like us, we're not cut out for this sort of thing.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the town needs this gym. And kind of looks over to his mom for a second, and like around at the room of the farm. I
Your
think we
mom
need this gym.
your mom looks like she is struggling to not say something.
Um, yeah. I mean, Mom, what do you think?
I
Like,
you know, I don't know. I don't know. Greg, what if I took over as gym leader? I should be able to juggle both it and the farm, you know. Uh I can, just do nights down at the gym. I mean, would that be enough that we could, keep it open? Susan, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there's a good answer here. I don't I don't like I don't want to do this. I'm just saying I don't think that we have a lot of other good options.
I mean, if we started winning, it'd fix the problem, right?
I, I don't know. Bill, I shouldn't be, you're a trainer at the gym. I shouldn't be making this kind of decision without your input. What, I mean, what do you think we should do? What do you want to do?
I mean, I know I'm not the best, but I think the town needs the gym, and if maybe me becoming a better battler could help that, I'm willing to try and learn. Um, but I don't know. I think the town just needs the gym, and I met one of the people from the battle tower nearby, and he wasn't a very nice person. I don't know if we want them representing this area.
I know what you're saying, but truth is, I'm not as young as I used to be either. I mean, and while I don't put as much stock in battling as a lot of folks do. Um, I guess I'm pretty tired of losing too, and I just don't know if that kind of training to turn things around. I just don't know if I've got that in me anymore.
I mean, well, maybe I have to go look elsewhere for it. I mean, I think you've done great, but if I have to go find a way to get better, I can do that. If that's what the gym needs.
I don't know. Let me let me think about it, and maybe we can figure something out.
Yeah. What does Estelle think? I think she's pretty invested in the gym as well.
Uh,
Put me
I
in, coach.
I haven't I haven't had the heart to tell her. Honestly, I think it would break her heart, and I don't want to put that on her. You know.
I mean, I could be wrong. You've probably known her longer than me, but I get the feeling she's going to find out sooner than later. She likes
So
to be involved, so to speak.
I suppose so. You've been hanging out with her a lot lately.
We took a trip. We had a nice little trip with her, me, and Julian.
Suppose maybe she'll take the news better if it comes from both of us. Maybe.
I suppose. Maybe she'll have some ideas. Who knows?
I suppose so. I don't know. Maybe we can go swing by her place tomorrow morning. Maybe I don't know. Maybe sleeping on it will give me some more ideas.
Yeah. Just let me know if I can help.
Yeah, I'm sure thing. Well, I'm sorry I took up too much of your time already. Susan, thanks for letting me unload on you here. And Bill, like I said, thanks for everything, and I really appreciate um, all the work you put in the match tonight.
Yeah, well, now I'm kind of wishing I would have put in a little more, I suppose, but we'll turn this thing around. I'm not ready to give up hope yet. You shouldn't either.
All right, well, good night, everybody. I guess I'll Bill. I guess I'll see you in the morning down by the gym.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a good night, y'all.
And I think I don't know if you're cutting to anywhere else for the night before we cut to the morning,
Oh no,
but
if you I can, but if you would like to have a conversation with your mom before we do that, please go ahead.
I was
Or
less thinking
describe what
that.
you want to do with the rest of your evening.
Yeah, I think after like kind of he leaves and Billy says goodnight to his mom, like or like they talk about it a little bit part ways. He's gonna see like a little kind of tugging at his pants leg, and it's his Ralt Shiloh,
Mm.
and kind of an unspoken kind of moment between them two. Billy just kind of going, "Really? You sure?" And then I think we're gonna see as like it kind of gets late at night out in the field behind the house. Um, Shiloh and Aster, his Ralts, and Ling Ling are all doing a little bit of battle training in the backyard, trying to get a little bit better.
All right. Well, I guess in that case we will cut to also to cut to the next morning, unless there was anything else that Julian and Estelle were going to be doing before then.
Do you want me to roll to find out how good the omelet I was making turned out?
Yeah,
Your stress omelet?
yes, absolutely.
My stress omelet?
Yeah.
Okay. 6.
Okay, yeah.
Pretty good omelet.
Yeah, pretty solid omelet overall.
Did you need me to do anything with my sister, or like would you rather
if you
work that
if
tomorrow?
you wanted to have a conversation with your sister, you absolutely can. We can also have that conversation over breakfast if you prefer.
Yeah, we can do breakfast because I do want to find out about some things.
Okay. All right, cool. In that case, we cut to the next morning with Estelle having a nice breakfast with her sister Edith.
Important question before we get into the scene. Is Julian working? Well, I guess first is the brunch at the restaurant. And
Yeah,
is Julian working?
Good question. Well,
absolutely at the restaurant.
okay, all right. So, Estelle, why don't you tell us where you and your sister are getting brunch?
So we are absolutely at the restaurant because
This-
why
this-
wouldn't
this game takes so many swerves?
why wouldn't we like go see our other sister if we're in town already? You know what I
I
mean?
forgot this is your other sister.
Yes, your
other
boss.
other sister, not to be confused with your other
other
sister,
sister.
or your other sister,
Or my other
other
sister.
sister.
Who can
Other
keep them all straight?
So for anyone who isn't aware, there's a nice little thing that's NPC face, and I still has it. So we're absolutely gonna go see my sister's restaurant. Like, it's not that often that, we all get together or a few of us get together. And, we're gonna sit down and chat, and of course, put Julian to work grabbing us tea and coffee.
Julian is you maybe like catch a glimpse of him like running around the kitchen, being yelled at unintelligibly by a pig knight, which is and you hear him like every so often, if you stick your head in, you hear him saying, "Yes, chef," to the pig knight as he like scrambles eggs and makes bacon and just generally puts brunch together at the Oricorio Cafe.
Yeah, the pig knight, Estelle, you recognize as your sister's main.
So important question. Is Julian still mad at me?
I don't. I mean, are you going to ask him? I think right now he looks busy more than anything.
So he hasn't glared or
No,
bust.
he's very, very focused.
All right. Then I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to my sisters and try to find out when on earth did they purchase the Pokemon Center and the graveyard? Who sells the graveyard?
Edith takes kind of a deep breath and sighs. Well, it's not. They didn't buy the graveyard per se. It's just that the graveyard was run by the Pokemon Center, and when they bought the Pokemon Center, the graveyard, well, it kind of came with it.
Great Uncle Arnold is still buried there.
I'm sorry, Estelle. I just it just wasn't. This wasn't really anything we could do. I mean, Clifftown.
He left you his boat.
For all the good it's done me, leaky piece of crap.
Yep, that's true.
Clifftown
No.
needed the money.
So who authorized the sale?
The Clifftown Residents Association.
And there were no restrictions? Nothing saying they couldn't go traipsing around, disturbing the dead?
Truth be told, we didn't really have a lot of opportunity to negotiate.
Why on earth not?
Well, they seemed ready to walk away, and like I said, Clifftown needed the money.
All right. Well, we're going to have to get it back. But that's a little longer of a prospect. All right. Well, all this business with this company, they're practically taking over the island. Their silly tower and those homes down by the shore. Nobody even goes up into the mountains anymore. They'd hardly know they're there. It's not right.
The mountains are the real victim here.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. I mean that, and obviously, the ghost Pokemon. So what I think is that Estelle's kind of chewing on this whole problem. She's just sort of upset because she didn't really realize, that so much of, she sort of knew that the company was encroaching on a lot of areas in the town, but now she's sort of seeing the effects much more, having gotten out of town and away from her normal routine, and having met one of these trainers from the tower who think it's okay to disturb ghost Pokemon and litter in a graveyard and all these things that she's just not really okay with.
Yeah, just
And I think she's probably grip it and rip it.
Down, dude.
Thank you
Oh,
very
yeah.
One for the big boy.
Thank
Our
you, guest
old
checkout.
friend.
Yes.
Guest checkout.
I think
guest
guest
checkout. Guest checkout, you the real MVP.
You're here every week, and we appreciate it. Whoever donated that, if you're in the chat, you can drop the name of a player you would like to give a luck point to, if you would be so inclined. But
I feel like
you
Billy's
have to.
I feel like Billy's gonna need it.
It's possible. As we established in Nephilim earlier in the week, if you don't specify, Brendan gets it and can use it against us. Anyway,
How dare.
move on for now.
So, I don't think she really realized the extent until now. And I think she's sort of seeing these effects and, getting a little, starting to get really angry. And, Estelle's not usually an angry person. She's just, out for a ghoul and to have fun and take care of people. And, I think it is in part her way of, giving herself room to breathe on the other thing that happened that disturbed her.
Mm-hmm.
Might be a little bit of an outlet for whatever that was.
I was wondering a little bit, how much of that are you talking to your sisters about?
I think I am definitely asking my sisters, what what do you remember about father and when he left? You were well, we were about the same age, let's be honest. But how much do you remember about why he left?
I I remember a bit. Frankly, we were all still a bit young at the time. I guess I suppose I suppose Ellie might remember better than we do, but she's a little older. But I guess I always assumed it had something to do with the war, I guess.
So out of character, the war?
The war.
I mean, it wouldn't be
Tell me
Pokemon
more.
with subtle allusions to a war.
Right.
Do we just keep it vague with
Yeah,
the
it
war,
is-
or is there
it's-
actual history here? I need
There's
to know.
for the moment just the war, because there's only one. If they're referring to a war, it's the war.
Any notable lieutenants in that war, perhaps?
There might have been. It's possible.
So I think Estelle is eating her breakfast quesadilla. And I haven't eaten dinner, so sorry, Alvaron. So I think she's eating her breakfast quesadilla and
Crunch wraps and war.
crunch wraps and war. I mean, after 90 years of hearing about the war, I think, it sort of loses as much of its fervor. Like you sort of remember all the fear from your childhood and like the feelings, but it's been so long. I think she's like, well, what was he doing for the war? I don't even remember.
I'm not sure that any of us really knew. I suppose Mother knew, but she's obviously well passed on by now. I know he was a scientist of some kind. I don't know if he was working research for them, maybe.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I suppose you could always try to track down Professor Maple.
Profe-
Professor Maple. He's. I think he. I want to say that he took over for Father at the local lab when he left. He might know something.
All right. All right. Yes. I might do that. I've been thinking a lot about Father recently, and I never thought to ask these things when I was younger. But
I know a lot of folks don't like talking about back then. I suppose we're just the same way.
Well, yes, I'll look into that, and I'll see what we can't do about the Pokemon Center. Maybe they'll be willing to sell it back to the town or to the trust. We'll see. I'll look into it, dear.
Well, let me know if I can help at all. I'm sorry, I didn't know that any of this would happen.
Oh, you couldn't have. Who would think that they'd come in and make a graveyard tour and leave energy drinks on gravestones? Who does that? And they were catching ghost Pokemon where they rest. Ugh, it was. Who would think people would do such things?
These kids drinking their
Their
energy
own
drinks and
drinks.
catching their ghost
Their
Pokemon.
energy drinks
Any
and their quesadillas.
any female born after 1983 only knows how to drink Monster and catch ghost Pokemon.
I mean, yeah.
Their Taco Bells.
They're bells de taco. Yeah. I think she's just sort of flabbergasted that people, because young people on the island aren't this way. They don't trash the island, but these people coming from the mainland and these corporations sure seem to think that they can, and that's upsetting and weird, because weren't you raised right? Who raised you? Do I need to talk to your mother? Like, so yeah, she's just sort of yeah. I mean, like, she's from an established family on the island, so everyone knows her, and yeah, I don't think she would have expected this from anyone else either. So yeah.
And I guess Julian, are you popping out at some point to collect anything from their table?
Well, I mean, I'm not a waiter. I think that there's probably a you hear like a clatter, like a loud noise in the kitchen, and then you hear Julian say, "Yes, chef. Sorry, chef." And like comes hustling out of the kitchen to collect your dishes and your plates and your glasses. And I think he does his best to studiously avoid eye contact with Estelle, if possible.
Estelle will let you get away with it, but I think she is eventually gonna corner you and be like, "So, about our next adventure."
I think against Julian's better judgment, as he's like, I think he's a little surprised that Estelle actually lets him get away with it, and so as he's turning to leave with the dishes and everything, he stops and like as he's gathering the last of them, he says very quietly, "How are you feeling?"
Oh, I'm fine, sweet. That's so sweet of you to ask. You're such a nice boy.
Good.
And you did such a good job getting us all down from the mountain last night. I forgot to thank you.
Yeah. The mountain. He sort of scans the table meaningfully.
Your boss subtly raises an eyebrow at you.
You haven't heard about the mountain? And he shoots another meaningful look at Estelle.
Oh yes, there was some sort of strange Pokemon. Some sort of psychic attack, I think. Yes, definitely. Quite odd. I think it was yeah, I think it was lured to the graveyard, with the fighting that was going on. And her sisters just go, "The fighting?" The what now?
Where is this information coming from?
Oh,
Estelle?
yes. Well, I don't know that it was a psychic Pokemon, but it certainly explains a few things.
It wasn't like any Pokemon I've ever seen. I'll say that much.
Well, darling, that's because you couldn't look directly at it. None of us could.
You were saying they were disturbing the ghost Pokemon. Do you think it was a ghost Pokemon of some kind?
Ooh. Well, I don't know. It might have been. But what effect it had was definitely very strange. It felt quite unnatural. And, well, it read my mind like a book, I'll tell you that.
Estelle dear, have you seen a doctor?
Oh, no. I'm fine. Fit as fiddle. Besides, we've been around Pokemon, the psychic Pokemon, our whole lives. It's no different than your first Abra deciding it wanted to poke at your brain. It's just like being home, really.
You told me you might have had a stroke.
Oh dear, I was making a joke. You looked so panicked, I couldn't help it.
I was panicked because you told me you thought you'd had a stroke.
Well, I said I either had a stroke or it was a psychic attack. And since I'm alive, I feel that it's probably a psychic attack. It was fine.
It's not an either or. And he stops himself because he realizes his boss, who is her sister, is sitting right there. Says, "You wise woman, feels like you should know better than that." Okay.
Your boss. What did we determine what that sister's name was?
I believe her name was Eleanor.
Eleanor? Okay.
It's like Ellen, Eleanor. They're all E names.
They're all E names, and there's definitely going to be some overlap. And I realize I just named another one Ellie, which is not going to be at all confusing with Eleanor.
It's Emerson.
Emerson. Okay.
Emerson Esper.
Saved.
Yes. The youngest sister.
She's the baby.
She's the baby.
If I'd known, I probably wouldn't have been so blasé about my health. You can't actually parent the baby of the family if you're being an idiot.
Yeah, Emerson actually fixes Estelle with a stern look. It says, "Estelle, you really should go to the doctor."
Oh.
Julian is standing so that Estelle can't see him and just nodding at Emerson emphatically.
I mean, if we must, I will, but honestly, it was nothing. I mean, you don't listen to this poor boy. I'm not going to say he's a tattletale, but it's a little bit. He means well, though, and he's a good boy. And she just sort of pats you on the arm.
Julian throws one hand up because he's got the dishes in the other and stalks into the back, mumbling about the only responsible adult in this town. When did that happen? God.
See, you're the one that actually should take the fish out of water or whatever it was.
Well, because he has common sense. He's the only one.
Right.
You are
the only one in the Pokemon universe with common sense.
You are way off the wholesome track here, sir. We're just gonna go live in the woods, and who knows how we feed our Pokemon or ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Yeah,
that's why you need a chef. That's why you need a Pokemon chef.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Estelle will make an appointment if she needs to, but if her sisters are worried, she will, because that's what you do. She is the older one, or not oldest, but one of the older ones. And she's gonna go ahead and do that. But I think she's sitting there and kind of plotting people she knows in town and how to start maybe working back against this corporation. Because it just sounds like maybe people need to start working together.
All right. Well, you wrap up brunch with your sisters and leave. And then actually, so you leave, and briefly Emerson stops in the back to talk to Julian. Says, so Julian, you want to tell me what's going on with my sister?
I mean, where do I start? She dragged me to Clifftown with Billy Baker.
Sounds right so far.
Okay. If you say so. We went to a graveyard. There was
still tracks.
A guy there who sucked. We told him
she looks wistful for a second, says, "Yeah, tracks."
We told him that he sucked. He wanted to Pokemon battle us. I thought that was going to happen, and that would have been fine, and then we would have just left. And then this thing appeared in the sky, and none of us could look at it. And I don't know exactly what happened, but she saw something and she came out of it and she told me that she told both of us that maybe she had had a stroke. And we ran as soon as we could, and I drove us home. And nobody seems to think it's a big deal except for me. You want to talk about talking to people's moms? Because he starts to say that Susan Baker's fine, but like, I don't know anything about parenting, but I feel like she's maybe not doing a good job. I don't know.
You forgot the part where we caught a Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean that's like a footnote.
I know, right?
To
yeah.
Julian.
Oh, and I guess no. I mean, we caught a Pokemon. The one normal part of a Pokemon adventure that happened. Yeah.
Yeah. This child was with us.
I just want to clarify. I don't think Billy is an actual literal child. Correct? I want to say he's like what, 17, something like that.
Yeah, I put him at 18 to make everything not weird.
Right? Yes,
but emotionally he is.
Yes,
he is very different. He's reverse anime rules.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. No. He and like I realize that he is technically an adult, but
very technically.
Once again,
the best kind of adult.
I don't know what's happening with the Bakers, but he's missing some key developmental stages. That's probably more than you wanted to know. But
we're just being rude now, Julian.
You're not there, old lady.
You can hear her voice in your head.
She's the voice in your mind.
She's just like, Julian, that was inappropriate. You're rude.
It's like, also, oh yes, it's just a little old Abra brain probe. You get those all the time, right?
Anyone who's met Bart, Billy's father, might understand a little bit more of where that's come from, and maybe Susan's doing her best.
I think Julian's aware of that, but he knows better than to try to talk to Bart about it. And also, Susan was very distracted last night, and Julian doesn't yet know the reason why.
Yeah.
Which is a good reason. But yeah, he said, look, and while we're on this subject, you told her that I would go with her. She said that it was my day off, and she had cleared that with you, and that it was fine. Did she not actually do that? I won't believe her next time if she didn't actually do that.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that Estelle pulled a fast one on you there.
Great. Okay. Well, that's good. Glad I didn't do that for no reason.
Well, tell you what, if I appreciate you saving my sister from a psychic attack or possibly a stroke or both. Tell you what, after we finish up with the brunch rush here, I mean, you want to take the rest of the day off?
He looks over at the pig night, which is just kind of like, I think, looming arms crossed behind Emerson, and says, yes, I would like that.
I would like that very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And goes back to the pig night, like makes some pig night noises at him, and he says, I know, all right, I'm making the crepes. And gets back to work.
This is an incredibly important question. Does the pig knight have a chef's hat and an apron?
I feel like you don't even have to ask. It wouldn't be.
I really just wanted to put that out there to the world in case anyone wasn't envisioning that.
It wouldn't be the head chef if it didn't have the chef's hat and the apron.
I mean, yes, obviously.
Yeah, Julian goes back to finishing his brunch prep.
Okay. Oh, and cut over to Estelle dropping Edith off at her doctor's appointment, and swinging back to your apartment, where you find Greg and Billy waiting for you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I make an appointment too, but I like wait specifically for the cute young doctor who's always a sweetheart to everyone. So it's like a month out. Like, uh, but I have an appointment. So yeah, I'm gonna come on. Like, I'm not actually yeah, I'm just walking with my Mr. Mime and Dotler. And I think Haunter is actually at the house, maybe like in the attic or the basement.
Haunting.
Haunting.
Mm-hmm. Haunting. I mean, yeah, we are in Meldarva. Haunting. Do
you all go in to the house without me, or are you just like waiting outside?
No. Greg does not let himself into your apartment. He is just hanging out awkwardly outside.
Okay, I was just wondering, like, I mean, like, Estelle seems like the type of person who's like, oh, and she just, like, tells everybody where the back key is. And, like, because it's a small town on a small island, and she knows everybody, and, like, if, you know, her house gets robbed, she'll, like, go shame them or something, I don't know. It depends on how charming and quaint we are.
I feel like no one would dare rob Estelle's house.
I mean, not with Mr. Mime. I mean,
it's a Mr. Mime in a nurse outfit. Dude, fuck no.
And now a haunter.
Like... And now a haunter as well. Just collecting terrifying Pokemon. So yeah. Oh, what are you doing here, dear?
Hey, Estelle. You mind if we come inside?
Oh, of course. Here, let me. And she, like, you know, goes and gets the spare key and lets everyone in.
Oh, bless you.
Pardon.
Bless you again.
She goes and lets everybody in and starts making tea and pulls out, you know, little snackables and stuff. And she's just fluttering around the kitchen with Mr. Mime. You know, as if it's a nice Sunday visit after brunch.
Yeah, so Greg, you know, without literally going through the entire spiel again, he beats around the bush a lot. He sputters and hems and haws, and finally he lets the cat out of the bag.
Close down the gym.
Yeah, I'm real sorry, Estelle. I'm sorry I couldn't. Like, I'm sorry I couldn't do right by Ephraim. I mean,
dear. She like kind of puts up a hand to shush you a little bit, and she, you know, finally sits down in the kitchen. This is the first time she sat down, and she like sits down with her drink, and she says, "Dear, you're not letting Ephraim down. Ephraim believed in you and wanted you to be happy. If you're not happy at the gym, then that's a problem. We'll find somebody else to take over. You don't owe Ephraim anything. He loved you, dear."
I know that, Estelle, and it's, I mean, I'm glad you think that I don't owe Ephraim anything, but you know, I feel differently about the situation, and I just feel like you know, I just think I'm just not the right person for the job anymore. But at the same time, I don't want to shove off this burden onto anybody else, you know, this, you know, hole that we're dug into. I don't want to make it somebody else's problem either.
Oh dear, Greg. I feel I've let you down. When did
No,
when
Estelle.
when did you stop believing in yourself? And she reaches out and just like takes your hand. You know,
It's it's not. It's honestly, Estelle. It's not a. It's not about believing in me. It's just the fact that I'm just you know, I was never the world's greatest battler, and I just turns
you have
out you kind of need to be as a gym leader.
you always enjoyed taking care of the Pokemon behind the scenes. And oh my goodness, the way the gym used to shine when you were working there.
It's
It's
true.
quite
I haven't had as much time to keep the place up like
it's
I used
quite
to.
it's quite different in management. Ephraim had his days where he hated it too. He'd come in and say, I haven't had a Pokemon battle in weeks. Nobody makes it up to me. They just, and that was when you were working and, Billy's mother and, it does change when you're at the top. But here's the thing, dear. The gym isn't yours or anyone really's. It's the island's. And it's the only thing standing between the island having a gym owned by a corporation. And I've met those trainers over there. They don't understand our island. They don't care about it. They don't want to maintain it or it's just something for them to use. I understand if you don't want to be at the reins anymore, dear. Well, she sort of like stands up and she's like, well, and she unties her apron that she had tied around at some point. And she's like, I can't say I know much about running the gym myself, but I saw Ephraim do it enough years. I suppose I could get on with it.
If you're going to be a fucking sellout, Greg.
No, she wants Greg to be happy, and if Greg's not happy being the gym leader and he took it on because he thinks he owes Ephraim, then, she'll take it herself until they find somebody who wants it, because it's not supposed to be a burden. It's supposed to be a goal and a dream and something that she watched Ephraim build from the bottom up.
Yeah, okay, that works too.
How dare I have thought out this?
Suppose, but Estelle, I don't I don't want to put too fine a point on it, but neither of us are as as young as we used to be.
Oh, I'm not in the ground yet, am I? She just and like as she's talking to you, she's actually like going to a closet and like pulling out things, and it's very clear like her and Mr. Mime are preparing to go somewhere. And there's like Mr. Mime is like putting on a tool belt, and Estelle's like getting together like a thing full of like cleaning solutions and like just odds and ends and stuff, and you're just like, what? She's going right now. Like she's gonna go right now. Go fix up the gym. There's no point in waiting. Waiting's for people who aren't like in their 80s and 90s.
As she, sort of shuffles off into the room, Greg sort of leans down and talks to Billy. He's like, Bill, you've been hanging out with her. Bill, you can't let her do this.
I'm not sure I feel I'm going to be able to convince her otherwise unless we provide a better solution. I think she sees the same thing as me, that the gym can't close. We got to find a way to keep it open.
I don't know. I just... Sonnet, I don't know. Bill, do you want to do it?
I mean, I think the first step to that would be winning more than 1 out of every 5 battles, but I mean, if that's if that's what needs to be, um, I need the gym needs to stay open. This town needs it, the farm needs it, and
I
I'll do whatever I have to.
I mean, I don't. Mm. It's a big responsibility, and like I said, the record doesn't reset either. You're not going to have any room to find your footing.
Um, yeah, and he kind of looks around at his Pokemon. Um, Aster's kind of eager, but he's the grass type, so he kind of shakes his head at him. Looks over at Ling Ling, who I think is bouncing around in full mischief with the Haunter, who's maybe come up to like get into trouble together, and kind of shakes his head there, and then looks down at Ralts, his Shiloh, his little Ralts, who's kind of sitting down in his lap next to him, and he's like, "Well, Shiloh, what do you think?" And I think because Ralts has the ability Empath, I think, and I always viewed as him being able to project it as well. I feel like Billy and Greg are filled with like the feeling of like confidence, like maybe we can do this, coming from the little Ralts.
This isn't a burden that I want to put on your shoulders, but I'm afraid if Estelle takes this on, that she's gonna work herself to death.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to worry too much, but she did have a touch of an episode yesterday.
You're not making me feel better about this, Bill.
I mean, I didn't. I think it wasn't me. I think that plan still is good, but I maybe agree that it shouldn't be all on Estelle's shoulders.
All right. I'll feel. I guess I'll feel better about it. I guess if you were to take the reins.
Yeah. What do I need to do?
Well, it's actually pretty simple. You can swing by the gym and take care of the paperwork, and I could file it with the league.
Okay. Suppose we need to get that done, and looks down again at the Ralston's lap, and guess we need to get to training.
And I guess probably around this time, Estelle comes back.
Fully
Estelle,
buckled up.
yeah, Estelle's like, all got her, her Dottler backpack on, and Mr. Mime and her are like all tooled up, ready to go. And she so I have an ability, and I forget exactly what it's called, but it's where I basically know everybody.
Oh, connected, I think it is.
Yeah, so I think she's gonna call she's gonna call a young man who she used to babysit and who happens to love her fudge cookies. And, as she's talking to him on that, like, ancient corded phone that, like, stretches throughout, like, an entire house, she's telling him, she needs some help over at the gym and that she's going to be straightening things up over there and da-da-da-da. And she is actually, like, packing some of those cookies into a tin. Yeah, she's calling in some favors around town to get some people over to help straighten up this gym situation. What do you need me to roll or to do with this?
Actually, I would say I don't know that we necessarily need a roll for it in this situation. I'm willing to just kind of let you talk that out, you know? Tell me how this goes.
So I think this is somebody who's like been inviting Estelle to like barbecues and things for years, like where it's like she's not actually part of the family, but she's like family. She's like the auntie.
But she Fambry.
She family. And so she calls him in and she starts talking about how she's gonna go over there as like an 80-some-year-old woman and start fixing up the gym. And oh, it would be so lovely if he could come and help maybe a few of his fellows as well. And his fellows. And you know, she'll figure out paying them, but it's not going to come out of the gym funds. And I think she's gonna guilt / connections / we have to protect the old lady from herself, them into showing up today to help
sort of oh, by the way, I'm gonna go and start doing some heavy carpentry. Feel free to stop by, you know, if you feel like it.
Oh, if you're busy, don't mind, dear. It's all right. It's
fine. I'll be fine.
Listen, when you're old, you get to do whatever the hell you want, and Estelle is like leaning hard into that, and just like everybody's chasing after her, trying to make sure she doesn't like, I don't know, kill herself.
Well, on that note, so I would say what, so Julian, Julian, you have you've gotten off of work, you know, you are now making your way back towards your apartment to just sort of like decompress, and you see this entourage heading down the street towards the gym, led by Estelle and her Mr. Mime, I'm assuming carrying a toolbox in each hand, followed by Billy and Greg and what looks like several construction workers.
Yeah. Julian has Yaki's Fennekin and Brunoise, his Maldarva variant Golduck, walking with him, because they're part of the kitchen staff at the Orcorio Cafe, so they have not been like recalled yet. They're still stretching their legs a little bit. So he looks down and makes eye contact with Brunoise, who like just kind of shakes his head, and Julian's like, yeah, that can't be good.
Estelle does not have long legs, but man, everyone behind her seems like they are power walking just to keep up with her.
Yeah.
Somebody's put a hard hat on her, and it mostly covers her head. Like, it is not sized correctly.
Yeah, Brunoise shrugs, and Julian like takes a steadying breath and closes his eyes and says, yeah, no, I know. All right, let's go. He does, I think, reach into his pocket and pull out the badge that he found in his truck of the Silphco intern, because he was planning to try to find Estelle and possibly Billy to ask them if they recognize this person from the graveyard, because I assume I didn't.
Nope, there's this photo on there, but you don't recognize him.
Okay. Yeah, just gonna check with them. So I'm gonna go investigate what this is, because it's concerning, and also ask them about that. So we will slightly increase our pace to get to the gym.
All right, and so Billy, you have only been inside the gym itself a couple of times. Most of the rooms at this point are filled with clutter, and there are stains all over from leaky pipes. Greg takes you up to the main office. There are a bunch of faded pictures of old trainers and like old awards and tournament wins. Uh, in one large photo behind the desk, you see Ephraim East, Estelle's late husband, flanked on either side by younger versions of Greg and your mom.
Flanked by your mom.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, your mom's flanking him.
Are we not using phrasing anymore? Is that up?
Heather, there's a gift for that. Come
I
on.
know. I
Is
was
this your
hoping
first
somebody
stream?
else would do that for me.
Also in the office, you see Otto, the scruffy and cantank. There we go. Thank you.
There you go. Thank you.
You see Otto, the scruffy and rather cantankerous slowpoke that has been with the gym for as long as you can remember, and he is napping in his favorite spot in the corner.
It's Otto.
Otto.
I think Billy stops for a second to look at the photo, because I think actually his mom does not have a lot of photos from her time at the gym around the house. I think kind of as an active choice, she has maybe not emphasized that time in her life as much.
Yeah, it's definitely like you're not used to seeing your mom decked out in like full trainer gear.
Mm-hmm.
I think Estelle goes over beneath Otto's like perch, and she starts making like the squeeze cheeks hands, and like she's like, "Oh, Otto, come down here, you big roller, come on." And she's like luring him down with baby talk and probably the cookies that are still in that tin that she has.
It says, you know, its name at you,
Oh.
like they do, like as with that kind of like old cat sound, like they're a pack-a-day smoker.
I think Ling Ling is popping around the slowpoke, probably much to its annoyance.
Greg draws up the paperwork to officially make you the Esper Bay gym leader. Before he hands you the pen, he hesitates. I mean, you can still back out.
Like no one ever will.
I don't think anyone would blame you. Are you sure this is the challenge that you want?
I mean, yeah, it's what we need. I'm gonna need to get better, but I think I can. He looks at the picture of his mom again. He's like, I think I can do this.
Well, let me be the first to say that I'll always be in your corner. And he hands you the pen, and while you are checking boxes, he actually unpins the Fortean badge on his lapel, and he sticks it to your shirt.
What does that badge look like again?
So it is a blue-black circle with a thin rainbow ring around it.
Nice. Have I arrived by this point?
Yeah, whenever you want to.
Okay. I think just from the door of the office, I assume like the construction workers are not in here or anything.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Julian says, "What the hell is this?"
We're gonna save the gym, and I think you can help, Julian.
Julian, yeah. So Billy turns around and you see the Fortean badge affixed to his t-shirt.
What's wrong with the gym?
Well, Greg thinks we need to change things up a bit, and we need to start winning. So, I guess that's gonna be the goal. And you're a pretty good battler, so I was hoping maybe you could help me get a little bit better.
Julian looks at Greg, I think, and with like a confused expression on his face. And look, What do you want to start winning? So you make him the gym leader?
Greg looks around, assuming once he waits for Estelle to go putter off to go start directing one of the construction workers, and then he just sort of like leans in and whispers to Julie, and it's like, if Billy didn't step up, Estelle was gonna try and do it.
What are you doing? Is my question.
Look, you know that I'm not gonna start winning, not at my age. But Bill, he's got something, you know? I've got a sixth sense for these sorts of things. I think he's got it in him. And I'm not like I'm not abandoning the gym or anything, you know. I'm happy to coach Bill, you know, every step of the way, whatever he needs. I just think maybe God, how did I was gonna close I had this all figured out. You know, was gonna just walk away from this, was just gonna, and now suddenly I don't know.
Oof, I think Julian is actually gonna shove Greg.
Okay.
I think Julian's gonna get a little steamed, and he's gonna like kind of shove Greg, and then sort of grab him by the lapel and pull him in a little bit closer. And Estelle's not there. You said, I don't know if Billy's witnessing this, maybe. But he's
I think Billy is looking now. I think prior to this, when Greg was trying to amp up, like, oh, I think Billy can do this, you just saw Billy like crouch down with Shiloh, trying to teach him how to look menacing, and neither of them are succeeding at it. As Billy just tries to teach this Rolf how to look tough, but then yeah, he is turned and wide-eyed as you shove and grab Greg.
Yeah, louder than he means to, I think Julian says as he pulls him back, and he says, well, that's not up to you. You don't get to decide that the gym is going to close down. It's not your gym. It's never been your gym. And he like points to the picture of Ephraim on the wall. And he says, Ephraim left you in charge.
Greg sort of dusts himself off, and you actually notice him actually clutch his chest a little bit as he does so. And he takes a deep breath and fixes you, Julian, actually in a harsh stare that you're not actually used to seeing from Greg.
When he clutches his chest, is it like in pain?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then as soon as Julian sees that, I think he sort of comes back to himself the same way he did after the battle with the Haunter, and just kind of like lets him go. Looks a little ashamed, almost like deflates a lot, and just kind of like crosses his arms across his chest.
And as you do so, like I said, Greg actually fixes you in a steely gaze that you are not accustomed to seeing from him. The warmth that is normally there is almost totally absent. And he leans in quietly, hopefully so that Billy does not hear, and he says, you really want to talk to me about Ephraim and this gym? You? I wasn't here, but Susan told me. Look, Bill clearly wants your help. If you actually give a damn about Ephraim or this gym, for whatever reason you feel they're going to get something out of this, why don't you step up? Why don't you help out instead of just criticizing? And then he also
Julian
kind, and
rocks
then
back.
he also kind of comes back to himself, and you see some of the warmth return to his eyes. But he actually sort of excuses himself from the room, and you do also, yeah, you see him clutching his chest a little bit as he leaves.
Okay. Yeah, Julian sort of rocks back on his heels a little bit at that very targeted and correct assessment of the situation. And after a moment of gathering himself, like just walks out of the office and towards the door of the gym. And he says, "Come on, Billy."
He rounds up his Pokemon and falls behind.
As you guys are heading for the door of the gym, there is someone waiting for you. There's a knock. And you see someone peering in through the glass, sort of looking around for activity in the darkened lobby.
Julian stops and looks at Billy and says, "Someone's knocking at your door, Mr. Gym Leader."
Oh, yeah. Suppose that's my cue. And he's going to pull open the door. And, hi, welcome to the gym. How can we help?
As you open the door, you see that it is someone that you recognize. Wasn't as distinctive previously, but as he puts on his top hat, it is unmistakably Kaz Grabbins. Hey, is anyone home? This is the Esper Bay Gym, right?
Yeah, that's us. We actually got kind of a full house right now. But yeah, how can we help?
Oh, well, that's, it's real convenient, I suppose. I'm here to challenge for the Fortean badge.
Oh. Okay.
I understand the gym might, not be around much longer, and, like to pick one up as a souvenir.
Oh no, we're sticking around. We're gonna fix this place up.
Isn't that nice? So, I don't know, is this like a bad time, or... Look, tell you what, look, you guys look like you're busy. Tell you what, how's this weekend sound?
Yeah, sure. That sounds good.
Sounds perfect.
He, fixes, Julian in a somewhat dubious stare.
That'll give you time to prepare. It'll give us time to prepare, and nobody will be caught with their pants down.
Yeah, you're funny. You're a funny guy. You know, I like that. You know, I like that sense of humor that you guys have. You know, I tried talking things out with you guys. I offered to try and figure out something that would make both of us happy. But, you decided you'd rather pants me. So, yeah. I'll see you guys this weekend. Good luck with that record, by the way.
As he goes to leave, Ling Ling has floated up behind him and is going to, like, jump out and surprise him as he turns around.
Use Astonish.
Yes.
Super effective.
Actually, so as Ling Ling goes to do that, it goes to leap out and use Astonish, and it suddenly, finds its, path, blocked by a lampant that appears out of nowhere, over Kaz's shoulder. And Ling Ling is actually somewhat startled as this lampant sort of glares at Ling Ling and turns around and glares at all of you, as Kaz walks away and the lampant just sort of hovers over his shoulder.
I'll see you this weekend. Ling Ling, you get back over here.
Good job, Ling Ling. All right. It doesn't change anything. Come on,
Yeah.
Billy. Somebody's
This
going to
looks
have
like-
to teach you how to battle.
Yeah, looks like we have a timeline.
How to be the very best, like no one ever was.
How to be
Wait.
a slightly better
Slightly better
trainer.
than is.
Just not the worst.
I-
Let's
I-
start slow.
I wanna be marginally better.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
no one ever.
Like several people
Some
have been before.
Yeah. I was like,
Why
no
do I
one.
even have
Yeah,
this
no people have. I mean, like, really, because we fear, being the copyright lawyers. So if we sing it,
that's
it's
fair.
bad.
That's fine. Yeah.
It's a cover.
It's a cover, which is
catch
why the
them.
words are different.
To catch them would be pretty cool, but is not a necessity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
To catch them would be real neat. And
right.
actually, well, go ahead.
I was just going to say, before we rewrite the whole song, we should.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not our strength, anyways.
Mm,
So I think as y'all are like leaving, in the background, Estella's actually like up on some like recently built scaffolding, like directing some things, and you just don't notice. But Mr. Mime is there, so it's probably fine.
Yeah, Julian is going to try to lead Billy out to the Zen garden where the battles take place.
Yeah.
And then stand across from him in the garden, inside garden, and still has Yaki his Fennekin and Brunoise his Golduck out, and he is going to cross his arms over his chest and he's going to say, "All right, Billy, you got the basics. I've seen you battle. You don't know nothing. But have you ever been in a real Pokemon battle? Not a gym match where there are rules and guidelines. Have you ever fought someone in the wild?"
No, most of my matches have come through the gym. I mean, we've had some friendly ones on the farm with some people around town, but what you're describing sounds a little different.
There's a thing that happens, Billy, out there in the world that you're going to have to be ready for. You're going to need the fire. There's a thing that happens when two trainers lock eyes with one another. It creates a force in between them that draws them together. And neither one can back down until it's all over. You have that fire, Billy?
Yeah, I think I do. And he does look a little bit more confident.
'Cause if you can win a battle out there, you can win a gym match.
You'll know when you have it because the screen will suddenly go letterbox and there will be like a little like lightning bolt.
That's the one. All right. Let's go over the basics. And then I don't know if you want to cut away or if you want us to actually
Yeah, I
get
would
through
say.
the basics.
Well, I would say before we dive into that, Estelle, what are you getting up to, or what would you like to do?
So I think Estelle is actually like, after she directs some of the repairs and like, she's sitting there getting some of the Pokemon to help her clean out places and dust, just like she did at the old Pokemon Center. I think the thing she does is go to Ephraim's old Pokemon, and she sits down with them and talks to them about, this place was Ephraim's dream. And it's sad to see it in this shape. But Ephraim wouldn't want it to be a burden to poor Greg. So what we've got to do is get it back into shape so that we can hand it off to somebody who wants it. Because this is somebody's dream, and we just need to find them. Billy'll be able to hold things together, I think. And we can help. Now listen, you two. I know that... Ooh, sorry. I startled my dog. Listen, you two. In character, and, like, out of character, startled some Pokemon. You know, you two. I understand it's been a lot of years, and you miss Ephraim. But what's all this about losing with Greg? He can't be that horrible, can he? Why, Ephraim used to train you two every day, and look at you now. And they're just sort of like, what you trying to say? Like, but I think she's gonna start talking to them and, like, try to get their fighting spirit back up. So I don't know if you want me to roll maybe heart, I would think.
Sure, go for it.
Let's see. What is my heart? Heart's a D8. Bop, bop, ba, da, da, bop.
I think your heart's in the gym.
I got an 8.
Ooh.
Is that good? I forget. Are we going low or high? Which one
We're going high.
Okay, awesome. Yep. I got an 8.
Well,
also, if you rolled a D8, you get to keep rolling.
Oh, I do?
Yes, yeah. Was that a D8 that you rolled?
Yeah, because it's
okay.
a D8 for
yes, yeah. If you get the max number, it aces, and so you can roll it again.
Okay. Okay, so that's just 9. I got an 8 and a 1.
Well, you know. The dice give and they take away.
They do.
You have actually gotten Otto definitely kind of like blinks awake. Like, you're used to Otto kind of like looking at everything kind of like through half closed eyes, but you feel like you've got Otto's undivided attention, which isn't a lot per se, but that is a lot for Otto.
Is Otto a slowpoke or just a slowbro?
Otto is a slowpoke. Been around for quite a long time. He was on Ephraim's team back in the day, but never evolved into slowbro. Ephraim always said he would, do it when he was ready.
Just kept hitting B.
Okay. I think she's going to... So I think there's like a Pokemon training area somewhere around here. Because it seems like something Ephraim would have. Either like maybe an outdoor area where there's like, pull-up bars and like a little course or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's going to take the Pokemon that are present, her Pokemon and Ephraim's old Pokemon, and see if maybe they don't want to go outside. Because they are the gym's Pokemon. So Billy will probably be using them at some point.
Yeah.
And whipping these snappers back into shape seems while, she has finagled the the professional services of these contractors to get the gym back in shape is probably a good idea. And every once in a while she is going to wander away to like make the contractors nervous that the old lady's going to start doing things if they don't. So
yeah, so at this point, the only one of Ephraim's old team that is still around is Otto.
Aww.
Yeah. Greg does also use an Oranguru, but that is his personal Pokemon.
Gotcha.
But hey, you have gotten Otto up and at him. Otto is moving around more than you have seen in quite a while. So you do also get the sense that Otto and Greg never quite had the same rapport that Otto and Ephraim did.
Yeah, I don't think Otto liked Greg. There was that time that Greg tripped and threw the entire bucket of sludge on Otto, and they've just never recovered. I mean, like, they were both way younger then, but I just think maybe Otto holds grudges.
I'm just gonna leave the question open as to why it was that Greg was carrying a bucket of nondescript sludge.
Listen, different Pokemon have different excretions. And when you're dealing with like
Oh, no.
a Gengar or like a
nope, nope. Nope,
A
no,
challenger
we're
brought
cutting,
amok that day.
we're cutting away. Julian, Billy, save us.
Yeah, so I think Julian is just sort of standing across the Zen garden, the sand garden from Billy, with Brunoise out on the field in front of him. Who does Billy
Billy's got
call in?
he's got Shiloh, his Ralts out there. Like Shiloh seems to be serious about trying to take this on, so Billy's got him out trying to figure it out.
All right. First time I've seen this thing out. Julian says.
Yeah, Shiloh, I mean, kind of true to his name, is usually pretty shy and reserved, but ever since yesterday, he's been wanting to give it a shot. So, I mean, Aster can't really participate because he's not a psychic type, and Lingling is great, but he's always been more suited to mischief than battle, and so we're gonna see if we can't figure it out with Shiloh here.
All right. We're doing this for real, Billy. So brace yourself.
Yeah.
Brunoise. Fury swipes. And Brunoise sort of launches himself at, kind of digs his feet into the sand and launches himself towards Shiloh, with like claws pulled back, gleaming in the sunlight. And that is going to be D6 for that and a D6 for my tactics, if I am not mistaken.
Yes.
Since that is my strong point, and hopefully Heather will be back soon.
Yeah.
I rolled 2 1s. So what does Shiloh do that is impressive?
I think actually he just he is going up to swipe him, and then he's just gone, and he just appears on the other side of the battlefield, still looking kind of nervous, but he just teleported out the way.
Julian laughs a little, almost surprised, and says, "Not bad, kid. Not bad. But how about ranged attacks? Brunoise, water gun." And same deal, except this time Brunoise sort of like pivots on his heel with no warning and just unloads a powerful stream of water directly at where the Ralts teleported to. That is going to ace to 8. So I succeed with a raise if 4 is still the target number.
Yes. Yeah. Four is the base toughness for most Pokemon.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess that's partially up to Marshall, but I think Ralts gets hit full force with a water gun.
Yeah, so with teleport, we didn't really address this. I know I can use it as a move, but I was trying to think, is there a way that can be almost like a reaction thing?
I would say probably if you're going to declare teleport, since we're sort of in loose, we're not really in like initiative right now, that you could basically sort of roll off to see, whether or not teleport succeeds.
Cool. Yeah, I'd like to kind of do that because basically what I imagine, and we'll see where it gets there, but I imagine Shiloh's gonna have to be pressured a little bit before he kind of shakes this off. So I think he's gonna try and get away. So probably not because it's a D4, but can I try rolling teleport to see if he manages to get out of the way?
Sure. Yeah. And so, sorry, Julian, what was your total also?
8.
8. Okay. Cool.
Let's D4. That's a 1.
All right.
So yeah, I think Shiloh tries again and just doesn't get it. He's used to teleporting occasionally, but not fast reaction. This is coming fast. He just dodged one swipe and he's like, okay, I'm out of the way, and then you turn and immediately there's a water gun headed his way, and it's just too much.
Yep.
And I think he does get like blasted back and falls onto the ground.
And yeah, Ralts is squarely fire hosed by Golduck, and Ralts is shaken. Oh yeah, baby, grip it in. Oh, Heather. Oh, Heather, you shouldn't have.
Is that a luck point for Billy?
You never made a rule that I couldn't do it for anyone playing.
That is true.
So I believe in Billy, and I'm not in the scene. So there you go.
All right.
The only rule we established was you can't give guidance or advantage to yourself.
Yes.
So
Yeah. There you go.
it's valid.
Also, I
All
haven't done my donation this week, so
That's fair. Cool. Yeah. So I guess it's Billy's turn.
Yeah.
Billy steps up. He's like, "All right, Shiloh, you said you're ready for this. Come on, let's give it a shot. Why don't you start off with a charm?" And Shiloh's gonna kind of like project energy towards the Golduck to try and get it to just kind of slow its aggression a little bit and just slow it down a little bit. Would
that be the infatuated status or different?
So we just treat it as making it less wary and gives its attacking move rolls a -2. I don't think we linked it to a specific condition.
Yeah.
But Brendan can rule on that.
I think that's how we did that. But because I think we're not using the infatuated conditions for this game.
Sounds good.
Would that be tactics and the move?
I would say, yeah, in this case, since it seems like you're trying to refine your tactics, that tactics would be what you're trying to roll.
2d4s. Let's see here. That is it's a combined, right?
Combined, yeah.
So that's a 4.
Okay.
All right. So that gives Brunoise a -2 to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Is every move an attack for the purposes of this?
Let's see. What is so that's the move Charm?
Yes.
Yeah. So like basically I think what Julian is gonna say to Billy is
yeah, so I would say, well, yeah, so I guess it depends on if it is an attacking move,
right?
Whether it's, as opposed to
Yeah,
one
I mean,
that would be like a pass fail move,
right? I think it would still potentially count, but yeah, Julian is gonna say that's not bad, kid. That teleport's pretty good, but they're not gonna let you use that forever. Brunoise, disable. We're gonna try to shut down that teleport with a -2.
Okay.
Oof, that is another 6. It's an 8 again. 8 again for disabling teleport.
Okay.
So yeah, I think Shiloh is locked into place now. Brunoise's eyes glow red. The same red aura surrounds Ralts, and he can no longer teleport.
And I think Shiloh looks pretty nervous at this. Like you see him like actively trying and it's not working. And I imagine just for like kind of narrative's sake, like Golduck is getting closer and closer now as Shiloh is unable to move.
Yeah, because if you're going to talk about which Pokemon is more intimidating, definitely Golduck.
And then as he gets closer, both Shiloh and Billy looks a little nervous. Shiloh especially looks a little pressured, and Billy's just gonna be like, Shiloh, there's just no other choice. You got to get him away from you. Hey, try Psychic. And he's gonna try Psychic.
Go for it.
You
got that luck if you need to reroll also.
Let's see how this one goes. Well, I do get to reroll, but it's not by burning a luck point, because I rolled the full 8 on Psychic.
Ooh,
so that is a total of 10 for Shiloh to use Psychic.
That crits actually. So yeah, you
It's
can
a critical hit.
yeah, you can inflict. I don't know if we established if there was a set effect when it crits, but if not, yeah, feel free to add on some sort of additional effect.
Yes. So for psychic, it reduces the target's toughness by 1 against special moves on a critical hit.
All right.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. So
I think yeah, Brunoise is sort of like struck by the psychic as it is charging at Ralts, and it stops him like dead in his tracks. I sort of picture him like trying to like struggle against the like psychic force of the attack. Like he's trying to power through it to still reach the Ralts so he can do fury swipes. And then I think he like as he gets stopped by it, he flashes back to like 10 minutes ago when Julian like knelt down next to him before the battle started and said very quietly, "All right, buddy. This Ralts, it's never going to last 5 minutes in a real Pokemon battle unless it gets some goddamn confidence. So here's what we're going to do. If it gets a hit, you go down. You understand?" And Brunoise just like nods emphatically. And he says, "All right, I'm counting on you." So yeah, I think Brunoise like is fighting against the blast of this psychic and kind of just like stops fighting and lets it throw him back across the sand and rolls a couple times and just lies still.
I will say I feel like it's maybe not that difficult to sell just because like with that crit I kind of picture like these telekinetic vibrations like shaking the sand under like even maybe like pushing Julian back a little bit, shaking the leaves out of the trees.
Yeah, I think Julian is like a little blown away and actually like crosses his arms over his face to like protect himself a little bit.
I think twice in 2 days, from last time when we were driving away and the Ralts staring at the creatures we left it behind, and now today, Julian is maybe a little concerned about this Ralts.
Make it stop being creepy.
Yeah. Yep. A little bit, but yeah, Brunoise lays still, and Julian is gonna say, "Brunoise, return," and the red beam is gonna absorb Golduck back into the Pokeball, and he's gonna say, "I gotta say, I'm surprised, but good job, kid."
And Billy is running across the field, and he grabs Ralts up and is like lifting him up and like spinning around. It's like,
oh,
look at that! You've never been able to do that before. You see how far he flew? Like, look at you. That's exactly what we need. And just kind of
yeah,
sets him down. I think even the other Pokemon like Aster and Lingling are kind of running over to Shiloh as well and kind of like celebrating with him.
Julian, I think, is going to walk over as well and like go up to Shiloh and sort of like crouch down and like just sort of with the very like sleep deprived baggy eyes that he has, the sort of very scary looking eyes, just sort of look dead at the Ralts and then kind of breaks character and puts his hand on top of its head and like rubs it a little bit and says, "It was a good hit. You do that every battle, he just might win." And he like nods his head over at Billy.
And I think we all feel the feeling of like emanating from this Ralts of just a little bit like, yeah, like just like kind of excitement. Like he's kind of taking what you said to heart, and he's like, there's an "I can do it" energy coming from this little Ralts.
You know, got a little swagger.
Yeah.
Success. Julian is going to say, "I think that's enough for one day. I'm going to go make sure that old lady didn't fall off a ladder or something."
Just say, on that note, do we want to take a short break?
Sounds good.
All right, cool. Come back here in 10 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool beans.
All right. Thanks for sticking with us, everybody. We will be right back in about 10 minutes. See you then.
All right, welcome.
Oh,
back.
no.
Well, maybe welcome back, everyone.
Oh, sorry.
Most of us.
Sorry, I turned my camera off because my battery overheated last time we streamed. So I
well,
was giving it a break, but we're fine.
Okay. All right. That doesn't seem optimal.
It's
Does not.
fine.
Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we?
No, it's gonna be fine.
You sound a lot like Estelle. That's all I'm saying.
God himself could not interrupt this stream.
Oh, Twitch just crashes.
Things were going so well.
All right. What are you guys getting into now?
I mean,
Also, I'm just gonna say, so Heather says he sounds a lot like Estelle, and the caption is sound a lot like a stealth bomber.
yes, correct.
Working as intended.
Indeed.
I did realize that I invoked the wrong deity, though. Arceus himself couldn't interrupt this stream.
Oops. So I think Estella's like training some Pokemon and causing some trouble and just generally lighting fires underneath people. Either in
there was a long
in
pause
their
there.
hearts.
There was a long pause there, and I just briefly pictured Estelle committing arson.
Like, we'll collect the insurance and rebuild. It'll be fine, dear. Like,
It's what Ephraim would have wanted.
Do you understand? Ephraim actually planned this himself at one point. Like, no. So I think she goes ahead and she's trading with Otto, and she is, as it gets dark, I think maybe Haunter comes out from, like, he was in the rafters, maybe clearing out some cobwebs and such, but I think her next step after getting everything together is she's gonna start I want another word other than revolution, but it's basically gonna be a revolution. Like, if you're not doing this, you're not living. So I think she's gonna go ahead and
well,
yeah.
we did establish last session that when you stop living, you're dead.
You're dead. Yeah. If you're
It's
just surviving, you may as well be in the ground, dear. Like, you've got to really live.
The opposite of surviving is in fact dying. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like, so I think the next step is maybe she might contact the head of the family at some point. But we're not there yet. First, she's got to go, rally some townspeople, get some pitchforks ready, you know, the normal things.
Start some actual fires.
Potentially actual fires.
Julian was on his way back into the gym to talk to Estelle. Is that cool if we do that?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so Julian's going to come back in from that battle, that mock battle that he just had with Billy, and make a beeline for Estelle, who I guess is just sort of yelling at the slowpoke to move faster.
No, actually, she's lit actual fires, and this water and psychic Pokemon, she's getting him to aim and making sure his aim's good, and you know, it'll be better once we have some moving targets, dear, but that's for later in the week. It's just, you know, mayhem.
Julian's gonna like look at the slowpoke and just sort of shake his head, and it's gonna say, that was Ephraim's, like, he put that into battle?
Dear, I once saw Otto go through 6 different battles and not take a rest or go trade out Pokemon. Otto might be a little lazy right now, but to be honest, he's never really liked Greg. So
It's understandable.
Pokemon never really lose the heart for it. They're like people that way.
Yeah, okay. Look, do you know anything about Silphco?
Well, I know that if they manage to take over the gym and make that tower the reigning Pokemon gym, that, well, the island's pretty much doomed.
Yeah, no, I mean like the people who work there, or what it is they do, or why one of their interns would have been in my truck in Clifftown.
Oh, I don't know. Let me see, dear. Maybe I know them.
Yeah, Julian will hand over the badge.
Do I know them?
No. It's just an intern badge, ID card you can use to swipe to get into buildings. Has a picture on it of a, young man. Name is Charlie Geller. Says intern prominently on it. But no, you don't know him.
Says definitely an intern on it.
Yep, definitely an intern. Not a real person.
Baby.
Do not respect. You do notice if you flip it over, there's faded marker on the other side that says if lost, return to, and if found, please return to, and there is an address in Esper Bay you think you can make out.
I missed that the first time. It was very dark, and that makes my job a whole lot easier.
It is like I said, it was dark before, and also he wrote it on there apparently, but it is like mostly rubbed off at this point.
Julian is going to reach for the badge, and he's going to say, Estelle, for legal reasons, maybe we should pretend you've never seen this name before.
I don't follow, dear.
I have some questions for Mr. Geller, and I will be going to ask them shortly.
Oh, good. While you're there, and she reaches over to Mr. Mime, and Mr. Mime just opens one of those old lady infinity bags, and she reaches in and pulls out the email that she printed off about the missing numbers and the Pokeballs and the things. Hi.
Is this?
Oh, were you not? Do you don't remember? Okay, so
no, I remember, but Julian
okay.
is like, what? Is this something to do with Silphco?
I think so, dear. It's about one of their experimental Pokeballs. Something about that. Maybe.
Pardon me.
Maybe the boy knows about that. You should ask him. There was you'd probably need an experimental Pokeball to capture the type of Pokemon we saw up in the mountain. But I'm sure you've got it all handled, dear. And she just goes back to training the Pokemon.
Yeah, Julian will take the email, the old printer paper, and just sort of shake his head. He turns to say something to Estelle and then changes his mind and just leaves.
Let me know if you want company, dear.
I don't.
She's gonna hunt you down later. It's just on the back, Mr. Mime's gonna be carrying her around.
Mm-hmm. And I will go to Charlie Geller's house. Presumably, I will go to the address on the back of the ID card.
Sure. Yeah, you are able to suss out the address. And it's actually not super far from the gym. When you get there, though, it's an apartment in an apartment building that looks deserted.
Okay.
Like, this isn't super unusual. Like, there are abandoned buildings and low occupancy buildings in Esper Bay. Just little weird that this is the address for this guy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Uh, yeah, Julian is gonna go to find the particular apartment, assuming that there was a like number or something noted in the address.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, he's not gonna be deterred. He's just gonna sort of stop for a second and say, weird. And then just go to the apartment.
Yeah. It doesn't look like there is anybody in this entire building. And you find the door.
I'll knock.
There is no reply.
Okay. And I will open the door and I'll open the door and just kind of like lean in and I'll say, Charlie, you home? I just wanna talk to you. Ask you some questions, that's all.
The inside looks to be totally bare. With there is no furniture, no nothing in here, with the exception of a small paper bag near the door.
I am going to pull out the badge and flip it over just to make sure that I have the right address or that something didn't get smudged out.
Looks like the right place.
Okay. I'm going to go investigate the bag then. I'm just going to sort of like walk over to the bag since it's the only thing in the room.
You dig into the bag and fish out a empty takeout container from the Orioko Cafe. There is a receipt attached to it. Last night.
Weird. Is there a name on the receipt or anything like that?
There is a name on the order for like the POS system that spit it out. The receipt says Charlie G.
I'm gonna take one last look around, I guess, and if I don't find anything, I guess I will just assume that I missed Charlie G. And probably stop by the cafe and just see if anybody can tell me anything about an order that was picked up last night by somebody by that name.
You ask, at your coworkers, and I mean, it's hard to remember one specific order, but they're at least kind of what you're describing. It doesn't seem like it. Like nobody remembers it specifically. You can always, one of the mentions you could always double check like the POS system to see if there's like anything else in there, maybe.
Yeah, good idea. And I do that. I look back through the POS system to see if I can find the name.
You find the name and the receipt number, but whenever you try to print a duplicate or to open up the order info on the computer, and something's wrong. Like every time you do, like the computer lags for a long time, and like crashes, like, and once you've rebooted it, you manage to finally get it to at least it won't display, but you can at least get it to print, like to print a duplicate receipt with the full order information on it. And you see, yeah, some, ordered by Charlie G last night, has the dish that he ordered, order fulfilled by Julian Rue. And then right around the where we has like the subtotal and the tip and everything, the text sort of cuts off and repeats the same message over and over. Fatal error, missing number. Fatal error, missing number.
What the fuck?
You can't help but notice that is also the same message that was at the end of the printout that Estelle gave you.
Yeah, I'll actually hold them up and compare them and just... What is happening? All right. Probably nothing. Probably just tired. That's what it is. Yeah. He calls into the kitchen and says, I'm gonna head out. I got what I need. See you tomorrow. And hop in and drive home.
Yeah.
I think on the way I will like text Estelle and say, no luck. If you want your paper back, stop by my place.
Did you let Estelle know where you live?
I assumed she knew where I live.
Probably, yeah.
Assumed she
Probably.
just knows where everybody lives.
Yeah, she just is a busy, like not quite a busybody. She just lived there long enough. She knows.
If the creepy terror part is over, I'm going to turn off our filter.
Mm.
Pause creepy music. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go home. Let the old Pokemon out, especially Brunoise. He did a great job today, giving Shiloh a little confidence, and Julian's probably gonna make him something special. Yeah, I guess if Estelle shows up, I'll just give her her stuff.
I think Estelle doesn't show up that night, but because I think she's working late at the Pocus Center. But I do think she's going to end up coming by over the weekend, probably as she makes her rounds around town trying to galvanize different people on the island to start fighting back against Silphco in a more organized way.
Silphco bastards.
Bastards.
They hacked my receipt printer. Man, you don't understand. This is personal.
Do you understand the Karens that are going to come asking you for refunds or like complaining about not having their receipts?
I mean, listen, you don't mess with a chef's tickets.
You don't. It's bad business.
Bad business.
Bad business.
The tickets are sacred.
Sacred.
Okay, so if Estelle doesn't show up, then Julian's gonna call it an early night and have no bad dreams whatsoever.
Ever.
None. Zero.
Old lady is dropping dead of a stroke right next to you in the car.
Right.
Ephraim going, I'm disappointed. Like, it's just nothing. It's all fine.
Ooh, actually, I think that does make sense. Actually, because of the gym stuff that went down today, I think Julian does sort of have a dream about a much younger, well, not much younger, but a younger version of himself. It's first person, so we can't really see what he looks like, but he is like standing in the middle of the road and facing across, like facing down Ephraim, who is like standing there with his hands very like loose at his sides. Have we described Ephraim? Do we want to touch on that?
Well, I would say, here, Estelle, you're married to him. Do you want to describe how Ephraim looked say,
Oh,
however many years ago this was.
do you mean
Probably,
in
probably,
his
probably close to the end of his life,
in his
probably.
early days, or in
Yeah.
the end of his life?
Yeah.
Um, actually, I don't super care. He does have kind eyes. But also you can tell he's got some steel in his spine. So whatever you want to do with that, go for it.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I actually 100% forgot that I did actually determine what he
Did
looked
you?
like. Yeah, no. Yeah. So yeah, he is wearing a turtleneck and has sort of a gray silver bowl cut.
Good.
Classic.
Yep.
Good.
Classic Ephraim.
Very cool. Very cool person.
He was.
And yeah, I think oh, hold on. Sorry. That merits where's the thing? Yeah, that merits a little something. You earned that, Justin. Don't worry. That one's on me.
Aw.
Yeah, Ephraim is like standing in the middle of the road, and I think it's like maybe I think it's maybe quiet. It's almost like a silent film. Everything's kind of grayed out and grainy a little bit,
Mhm.
and from the first person perspective, Julian like points like a finger at Ephraim and is clearly talking very animatedly. Kind of has like a Pokeball in his hand, I think, and Ephraim just like very calmly responds, says a few things that we can't hear. Julian in the dream gets more and more animated, even takes like a few steps closer to Ephraim, sort of reaches out to grab him. And Ephraim was a legitimate psychic, right?
Yeah.
And then Ephraim, like, maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, Brendan, but I think Ephraim maybe glows with like a soft purple aura as first person perspective Julian gets lifted off of his feet and just gets thrown back a little bit. And then Julian wakes up in like a cold sweat. I think the dream is very reminiscent of the way he grabbed and yelled at Greg earlier today.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, we got a
Mhm.
Billy back.
Yeah, sorry. Don't know what happened, but I'm back.
You're good.
Same thing happened to me. I just like froze up in weirdness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, so I guess with that, do we want to reconvene the next morning?
You want to? How late are we going tonight? Is it 10 or?
No, we could figure it until we got to a good stopping point.
Okay, cool. Oh, are there places to stay at the gym, or is that just for the gym leaders, or?
I mean, I imagine there's probably like a little like there's space in the gym. You could definitely make a place to stay.
Definitely a cot in the office.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
Has Billy just been doing paperwork all night?
Oh, I think he's continued the battling training. Like he's
Oh.
been out just like you see like Shiloh, like you see Aster glowing with a little bit of energy and like lifting up off the ground and setting back down as Shiloh keeps like trying to practice and control this new like technique he's finally figured out. And hovering behind him is Ling Ling, also trying to use psychic. Ling Ling does
Okay.
not know psychic, so it's just like hovering and shaking in its best imitation of Ralts while accomplishing nothing.
That's adorable.
Billy strikes me as the type of trainer who, like, I'm not going to ask my Pokemon to do anything I wouldn't do. So is just like doing all of the physical stuff alongside them.
Yeah, he's just standing there and concentrating as well with like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, canonically, I think what some of the gym leaders in the gym have had psychic powers. Maybe
Mhm.
Billy can get them too. So he's just trying his best as well.
I feel like the evidence points to you have to have psychic powers to be the gym leader because Greg had them and Ephraim had them.
And actually, Greg does actually come by and sees Billy doing this, and he walks up and says, "Hey, Bill. Yeah, I was just I couldn't." I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh. That's cruel of me. I I couldn't help but see you working there. I think it's. Do you want to try to, if you, let me go this way. If you want to try to cultivate your inner eye, um come out to the garden with me.
Yeah, sure. Gonna follow along beside him.
Okay.
And he's gonna turn actually and stop and go, now y'all keep training. We gotta get good by this weekend. Y'all keep working. I'll be right back.
Actually, I'd say bring one of them with you.
All right, Shiloh, you can come with. Ling Ling, you keep working on that psychic. I'm sure you'll get it soon.
And yeah, he'll take you out to the sort of the Zen garden nearby, nearby where you and Julian had your mock match yesterday, and he will clear away some of the leaves that were shaken loose by Ralph's psychic outburst, and he will just sit down underneath this tree, cross-legged.
Billy will sit down across from him and cross his legs as well.
So, we're a psychic type gym. So, Bill, you tell me, why do you train psychic type Pokemon?
They kind of just came to me. I mean, my first Pokemon was Aster, and he's no psychic type. But then I found Shiloh in the city, and he was just seemed kind of scared and nervous, but for some reason we seemed to have a connection, and same thing with Ling Ling. Just seemed to be the Pokemon I connected with, I suppose.
So they all you found them, or they all came to you. You didn't catch any of them.
Oh no, I don't can't say I've ever caught a Pokemon in the traditional sense. No,
Yeah.
we just had a good connection.
All right. I mean, hey, that's something really special, Bill. I guess for me, I guess it's always been about understanding, understanding people, understanding Pokemon, understanding the world. I don't know that I necessarily have the answer yet, but I feel like I'm getting closer every day. You've got a good rapport with your Pokemon, but good is just the first rung on the ladder. If you want to cultivate that connection, that connection you already have, and you want to use that to your advantage, if you want to play to your strengths. Let me ask you this. So do you and your Pokemon play fetch?
Oh yeah. Particularly Aster. But Ling Ling joins in too. Causes more problems than he helps. I don't think he quite understands the concept.
That's good.
But
That's good. But tell me this. How often are they the ones throwing to you?
huh? Yeah, I never given them the opportunity.
Start with
Maybe I
that.
should.
Start with that. That's what we're going to work on. Let them take the lead. Let them get comfortable calling the shots. And then figure out how to read what they're telling you.
Okay. Yeah, we could definitely give that a shot.
And with that, Greg nods and sort of gets to his feet, dusts off his pants, and says, "I'll be in my van."
Yeah, we're gonna go practice. Come on, Shiloh. Head back to the other Pokemon. And I think he's gonna try. You see, like, if anyone's watching, you see, like, Ling Ling and even Shiloh kind of launching some things and Billy trying to catch it.
How is
Which is actually pretty good at.
I mean, I imagine they're pretty good at chucking. How good is Billy at the fetch part of it?
You want me to make a fitness check?
Actually, yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, a 5.
Okay.
So.
Solid. And I guess probably as you're catching a particularly long bomb from Ling Ling, you kind of pull yourself up short from crashing into Estelle as she walks into the gym.
Suddenly, there's a Mr. Mime in front of you. Looking
So
a
say, do
little
I run
odd.
into an invisible barrier?
Yep.
Before I hit Estelle?
Yep.
Oh.
So you just like smush up against it, like that lovely cartoony way where your cheeks all puffed out. And...
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Estelle. We must have gotten carried away.
Oh, that's all right, dear. That's what Mr. Mime's here for. He looks after me. I know. Daisy is so upset. She's waking up from her anesthesia.
Oh no.
Hi, baby. It's okay. So yeah, I think Estelle is gonna take a look at what you're doing and go, oh dear, what on earth are you doing?
We're playing some catch. To develop psychic abilities, apparently.
Oh. Dear, you know my maiden name, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not 100% sure I see the connection, but I believe I've seen it before.
Oh, okay. Well, the Espers are a family of powerful psychics.
Oh.
And I'm not saying Greg's bad, you know. But
he is. He sucks.
he's quite
And
good.
Otto
with
nods
some...
behind her.
Otto's just like like hi. So yeah, I think she's like, well, listen, why don't you here's a card, dear. And she like, you know, the giant purse gets opened and like she pulls out a card and she's rifling through the old business cards and out comes one that is actually glowing a little purple. And she hands it over to you and says, now this is a personal line. So don't get too persistent, but just tell her I said that that Estelle said you needed help and that it's for the island. And she just sort of pats you on the shoulder. Now, let's go see about this paperwork. And she like waddles off to the office and disappears. Like, and as she opens the door, you could actually like see like a leaning pile of paperwork that like Mr. Mime just like very quickly like puts up a barrier on so it doesn't like just slide onto them. Because apparently Greg was not great at that part either.
Apropos of nothing, at one point during that whole exchange, the captions read what you said as AutoZone. And I would like to make it canon that whenever Ephraim used Auto, his battle cry was, "It's time to get in the zone." The Auto Zone.
Auto! It's time for the zone! Yeah. I could see it. He loved a good pun, my Ephraim.
Oh
Get in the
God,
zone.
no, don't make that canon.
Called Esper Bay, Brendan. You did this.
Imagine AutoZone is just his version of Trick Room.
Wait, what? Yeah, so she's yeah, it's gonna be fun, and the card she just gave you is to the head of the family, who the head of the family is always the strongest psychic in the family.
Ellie's gonna kill you.
All right, I might need to go soon just because this puppy has woken up and is deciding to stand around. I need to get her settled back down again.
Okay.
Very fair.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Hi, baby. It's okay.
I was just gonna say, I think maybe for Billy, the thing you see him doing is going to the phone to make the call, and just hi.
You
I heard you can teach me how to be a psychic.
You go over to the phone with the intent to dial the number on the card that Estelle gave you, and as you are reaching for the receiver, the phone rings.
Sit up. Hi, this is the gym. Billy speaking. How can I help?
I know who you are, Billy Baker.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
I don't have the time to deal with a remedial like you. But I'll do it for my baby sister.
Oh, and he holds up the card. So you're who I was supposed to call.
Yes. This is the Esper speaking. And that's what we're going to call it for this session.
Nice. Nice.
Getting ready for headaches and being poked by Abras with
Those
their
Abra
brains.
mind pokes.
those little Abra brain probes, you know.
Step one of the
just
training.
like you do sometimes.
It's all right. They'll start you off with spoon bending. That's nursery stuff. You'll be fine.
But how did he know? How did he know? Real quick before we go, I did redeem character fact channel point incentive for Mr. Mime. So he has to reveal a secret, a memory, or something even more sinister. What secrets does Mr. Mime and Nurse Scrubs know?
Oh, God.
What horrors has he seen?
Mr. Mime is a rescue Pokemon, and their first trainer before Ephraim and Estelle rescued him was in the underground rings.
Ominous.
Oh,
Ominous. There's a reason the
Very
murder
ominous.
eyes are on point.
Yeah. I did not realize you had a cage fighting Mr. Mime. That is
Oh my God, this is so much worse.
It's just gonna, if you keep asking me to make up shit, it's just gonna get worse, okay?
Oh man. Nurse outfit Mr. Mime that has seen some shit.
Everything that's happening in chat right now is canon. Just declare.
What is, oh, I'm not watching chat, hold on.
Oh no.
Mr. Miming up invisible shivs. Mr. Mime has been married 4 times and is always wrong, even though they've never spoken.
You know what? I would believe in the invisible shifts.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, you're just bleeding? How? Invisible shifts.
I shivered to think at how many times Kaz Grabbins almost got shivved in the graveyard.
You know what? You can't just keep leaving behind dead bodies. Somebody would come after Estelle. Mr. Mime is
I'm
selective.
sure.
I mean, I think that
I'm sure
entirely
it took
depends.
Estelle.
I think that entirely depends on how good Mr. Mime is at body disposal.
Yeah, I just want you to know you just sent me through the entire opening montage of Dexter, but with a Mr. Mime.
That's so horrible. I'm sorry.
Amazing.
Brilliant though.
Well, on that note,
Woo. Sorry, chat.
on that note, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. If you watched, if you donated, if you chatted, followed us, subscribed, whatever, we just want you to know it means the world to us. Everything that we do on this channel benefits a really great cause, and we would not be able to make any of that happen without you guys. So, thank you guys so much, and we will be back, well, let's see, we got the stream schedule up here, if I look at it. Nope,
Yeah.
super don't.
22nd.
It's
It
all
would be
good.
the 22nd, so that's
We'll be back on the 22nd.
Yeah, we'll be back on the 22nd, but we do have some other great stuff coming up.
Yeah, Andy's going to be streaming the Death's Door side quest. He's going to be playing video games on Thursday.
Cool. If you
And-
would like to know when we are going live or what we are up to, you can always follow us on Twitter at Live from the APOC, up there on the screen. Or you can join our Discord community, which is full of a lot of awesome and friendly people. And is generally just kind of an awesome little place. We do community nights on there as well, where we play games together off stream or watch bad movies. We actually just watched the 2000 Dungeons and Dragons movie with Jeremy Irons. It was a good time. Really just a really cool group of folks overall. So if you would like to get to know us better, we would love to have you. I think on that note, that is enough talking from me at last. Thank you all so much again. We are going to be disappearing in just a second, but please do not go away because we are going to raid one of the many other great TTRPG creators here on Twitch. So
Sweet.
please be friendly, say hi, and tell them that Live from the Apocalypse sent you. Good night all, and good luck.
Sorry about your Mr.
Absolutely.
Mime nightmares.
We apologize in advance for those.
Yeah,
If you
sorry.
are, if you're subscribed, feel free to copy paste the sub version of our raid message. If you are not subscribed, which is totally fine, you can feel free to copy paste the unsubbed version. But we are going to raid Dice Cream Sandwich purely for the name. They're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Nice.
So yeah, we're going to disappear like Brennan was saying, and we will be raiding in just a few short minutes. So don't go anywhere.